What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And in this video right here, I'm gonna be talking to you if you have a Taurus North Node. And now pause for the cause. If you don't know what your North Node is, if you don't know how to find your North Node, if you're just starting off this journey of self-love, self-knowledge, if you're a new subscriber, you have no knowledge of this astrology or numerology, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I'll put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So now if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart, it's the same thing. And you realize that your North Node is in Taurus, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? Now you already know, before I start, I'm gonna give y'all a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what Taurus North Node people look like and act like in reality. So to start, we got Lady Gaga, Kurt Cobain, Lana Del Rey, hope I'm saying her name right, Halle Berry, Mike Tyson, Bruno Mars, Gordon Ramsay, LeBron James, Janet Jackson, R. Kelly, Sierra, your boy J. Cole, Samuel Jackson, Trey Songz, Raven Simone, Leona Lewis, and your boy Miguel. Alright, so boom. Taurus North Node. First of all, what's a North Node? What's the North Node and the South Node? Alright, so the nodes represent your past life, your karmic past life, and your destiny. The North Node is your destiny, what you're supposed to be working towards to be the best version of yourself in this lifetime. The South Node is your karmic past, what you should be letting go of, what you should be letting go of, what you should be trying to stay away from is your South Node tendencies. So in this case, and your North Node and South Node is going to be the opposite of each sign. So in this case, Taurus North Node, the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, so your South Node is Scorpio. So remember, North Node is your destiny, what you should be working towards going, the characteristics you should be trying to have in your life right now. South Node is the characteristics that you are so comfortable with. It's like your comfort zone. It's like embodied into your person. So you're just so comfortable doing these characteristics is your South Node. But to progress in life, to change in life, to be the best version of yourself, you want to look towards your destiny, towards your North Node. Stay away from your karmic past, go towards your North Node. So now we're talking about Taurus North Node here. Now, understand this video is going to get a little deep because we're talking about Scorpio. You already know how Scorpio energy goes because your Scorpio is your South Node. So if you're Taurus, if your North Node is in Taurus, that means your South Node is in Scorpio. Now, what does this mean? In your past life, I'm not saying you were a Scorpio in your past life, but in your past life, and by the way, we do have past lives for those that don't know. This is not the first time you being alive in this earth plane. This body that we're inhabiting right now, we're just borrowing this vessel to carry out our purpose, to carry out the lessons we have to learn. If you don't learn these lessons in this lifetime, when you pass away, when you die in this lifetime, you're going to come back into another vessel and start this whole journey all over again. So you want to be conscious of your path. Look at your birth chart, look at your blueprint. Be conscious of the lessons you have to learn so you could work on yourself. It's all about self-knowledge, self-worth, inner work on yourself so you can learn your lessons, so that when you leave this lifetime, you won't have to come back here and start the whole journey all over again. So boom, your past life, you exhibited a lot of Scorpio traits. That means that in this lifetime, you're going to be comfortable in that Scorpio energy. So what does this mean? In your past life, you were living in a very dark environment. You were living in an environment that you had to survive. Like you really had to do things to survive yourself. You're living in a very harsh, traumatic, dark environment, Scorpio environment. So in order to survive back then in your past life, you had to use other people's power, use other people's resources. You had to use other people to help you become yourself, to help you become stable within yourself. You had to use other people's assets. Remember, the 8th house in astrology, the 8th sign is Scorpio. So 8th house represents other people's assets, shared assets. And the 2nd house, 2nd sign is Taurus. This is your own assets. So in your past life, the Scorpio South Node, you had to use other people's assets, other people's resources, other people's power for you to survive. You went through a lot of traumatic events. You experienced a lot of life and death situations. You went through a lot of dark shit, basically. And now when I say use other people's resources, and you all know Scorpio is ruled by the genitals, so Scorpio is like a very sexual sign, ruled by sex and all that. So in the past life, when it comes to darkness, you had to manipulate people a lot. You had to really find a way you could use somebody to help you gain power. So you could have been a sex worker or like a prostitute, or for the males, you could have been like a pimp, like anything that had to do with like using that sexual energy, that dark sexual energy, manipulating people to get what you want. So you always had to rely on somebody's power for yourself. So understand that. In this lifetime, you're going to have a natural, like a need to not trust people. You're going to have a natural pull towards the dark side of life. You're going to have a natural pull towards the occult wisdom, occult knowledge. You're going to really be drawn to the hidden world. And understand, this is the hardest thing to do, is to get out of your South Node to go towards your North Node. And now this is Scorpio South Node. So your South Node is going to always be pulling you back, trying to keep you in the comfort zone. It's going to be intensely, because it's Scorpio, intensely pulling you back into the darkness, intensely pulling you back into toxicity, into them toxic thoughts, toxic environments. You're going to always be pulled back into trying to live that past life again. But the North Node Taurus, what the universe wants you to understand, because in your past life, you were like an inner warrior. You always had to fight. You always felt like somebody was against you. You always had to really fight for yourself, fight for your life, basically. So you always had to really use occult wisdom, use the dark knowledge. You probably would have been like a spiritualist in your past life. You could have been into dark magic too, like really manipulating people using the occult wisdom and occult knowledge, like really dark knowledge, dark wisdom to manipulate people. Because you have to survive. You're always under attack in a way. You always have to go through traumatic experiences. So right now in your Taurus North Node, the universe wants you to know that, look, I know back in the day you really have to go through all that. So you really, right now, you're still being comfortable, not trusting people. You're still being comfortable being engulfed in the occult knowledge. And peep, I didn't say interested in spirituality. I said engulfed in the occult knowledge, like really all into all that spiritualism, too much to the point that you don't really care about the material world. And now Taurus represents the material world. That's the North Node. And the universe wants you to understand that your North Node is in Taurus. So like your past life, you went through so many traumatic events. You went through a lot. But right now, what you should be working towards, your destiny, is peace and harmony. You should be working towards giving up that need to always have to have control over somebody, have control over things, that intense control, always having always having to have the need to really like manipulate people to get ahead, like have that power struggle, the power trips. The universe wants you to let go of that power, let go of that need to always feel control, always feel like somebody's out to get you, having the trust issues and all that. Let go of that and go towards Taurus characteristics, which is Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus represents harmony, peace. It's to be into peace. Like you need to go towards being peace-minded. Now, this is extremely hard because when it comes to Scorpio energy in general, whenever things are too peachy creamy, whenever things are too like flatline, too peaceful, it's like you can have a tendency to want to even start something just to create chaos, because you're so used to in your past life being in chaotic environments. So like when things are too peaceful, you won't even feel like yourself. You feel like something just feels different because things are too peaceful and harmonious. But you're supposed to learn how to really indulge into your peace and harmony. Indulge into Taurus type things. Go out into nature, smell the coffee, like really be into the material world, into the reality type thing. Don't be so engulfed into the cult knowledge. Don't be so engulfed in the spiritual side of the world. Be more into your harmony and your peace. You need to be going out into nature. You need to be like really pampering yourself in the material realm. Like really like to take care of yourself in the material realm. And when it comes to the money, because back then You use other people's assets, other people's power. You have to manipulate people. You have to really do things underground to really try to make your money. Back then in your past life, that Scorpio South Node, now you're being called upon to make your own business or do something that you can make money for yourself. Like make money for yourself and become stable within yourself without having to use somebody's assets or share somebody's assets. You want to make money for yourself and save it. You want to be able to have a job or a business that you could be making money for yourself, and that will give you your own stability. You need to work on having your own inner stability. Don't get pulled back into the chaotic world, into the chaos, into turmoil, because you're so comfortable in that realm. So even when things are peachy, creamy, like I said, you'll be drawn to go back into it. When you're surrounded by people that are toxic, you might even feel like people that are toxic might be drawn to always trying to take your energy. And be very aware of people that are just trying to take your energy, trying to drain you, because then that's them pulling you back into your South Node tendencies. You're being called upon. You have to work on trying to be more Taurus, be more, just pamper yourself, get a massage, like really care about your own stability for yourself. Back in the day, you had to rely on other people. You had to really survive. Right now, the spiritual war you're going through back then is over. So it's like, all right, so damn, I've been through so much shit back in the day, but now I have to really live my best life and really live the life that I can live, that I could be in harmony within myself and my environment. Nature is very important for y'all. So the best advice for this is to really embrace nature. Like look at Scorpio and Taurus. As Scorpio is the underground, and then Taurus is like the Garden of Eden. So you were living in the underground your past life, dark, very traumatic, all them traumatic experiences, but now you're being called upon to really go up into the Garden of Eden and enjoy the luxuries of life that you can create for yourself without manipulation, without doing things underground, without doing things like too low key, too underground, too dark, basically, because you're so used to having to do that to survive. But now you're being called upon to really embrace your harmony and your peace. Really be attracted to things that give you peace and harmony. Take care of yourself stability wise. Give yourself some stability. Make your own money, and that will give you stability. Don't rely on other people for money. Don't rely on other people's assets for your own stability. Work on your own way of being stable within yourself. So pamper yourself. That's a really big thing for y'all, is really to really embrace things being right in your life now. Like your life has not been right back in the day because that's Scorpio South Node. So embrace and try and work towards the peace and the harmony. Point blank period. Like when things are nice and quiet. Like I know y'all don't really feel comfortable when things are too quiet, but you should really work towards things being nice, quiet, peaceful, serene, that Venus quality, that Taurus quality, getting like nice things in your house. Like really be more about the materialism in life and not so engulfed in the underworld, occult knowledge in life. Because South Node, Scorpio people, you could have been the type to really been like a psychic or something like that. You could have done dark magic to get your way ahead in life. You could have been doing things spiritually to get ahead in life. And now you could be susceptible to like manipulating people too, because you're just so used to having to do things like that to survive. It was all about you surviving back in the day. Back in your past life, Back in your past life, it was all about you doing things to survive any way you could to survive, using people to survive, doing things underground, dark to survive. But now you don't have to do those things to survive because the war is over, the fight is over, your hardships are over when it comes to your past life. Now you're supposed to embrace being in harmony. Just give all that need for control away, give all the need for manipulation away. Embrace you being at one within yourself, have that stability within yourself. Love yourself and give your own sense of self, your own sense of worth for yourself. You used to look at other people to give you the sense of worth, like the money they give you for the services you provide. That was your sense of worth. And the services you provided back then could have been, like I said, like sex services, just like dark magic, like kind of like dark occultic type services to people that gave you money, because you had to rely on them for your survival skills. But now it's all about you relying on yourself, giving your own sense of worth, loving yourself, pamper yourself, get a massage for real, like go schedule a massage, pamper yourself, do things in this material world, like really embrace this material world, go out in nature, smell the flowers, like really be at one with this material world, because you're so used to being at one with that spiritual world. So don't be so engulfed in the spiritual world. Don't be so low key, so dark. Don't be so guarded over your heart. You probably came into this life extremely guarded. Like automatically, you don't trust nobody. Automatically, you don't give yourself to nobody. Automatically, you just guard your heart so strong automatically, because you just came into this life from what happened to you in your past life. You have to really survive like that. So really embrace. I'm gonna keep saying this. Embrace peace and harmony. You need that in this lifetime. When things are good, when things are clean, when things are harmonious, that's you living in your higher self. That's you living in your higher purpose, or in your North Node, your destiny. You're supposed to work towards this destiny. Work towards making money for yourself. Work towards being stable within yourself for yourself. Don't rely on other people. Don't really, just try not to be manipulative too in this lifetime. Don't rely on other people for your power. Like you can have a way of having to control people for your own power. You need to let that go. Let that power struggle go. Be more in tune with yourself. Be more stable within yourself, and let the power struggles go. This will help you out in this lifetime. So that's my video on North Node and Taurus. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope I really portrayed the message out correctly, so y'all can really understand what I was saying. My next video is going to be on North Node and Gemini. You already know I'm about to go in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real. You already know. If you haven't subscribed yet though, go ahead and handle it one time for your boy. Drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy Lil Finesse, your Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all. Peace.